Welcome. Well, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. My name is Nada St. Germain, and I was introduced to Neolife over 35 years ago. And this topic on gut health, I have to say that it is one of my favorite topics because I did not know that I had digestive trouble until I went to my first presentation on digestion. Some of you know my story. I was working as a police officer in Toronto, and I was in my early 20s. I had fatigue issues, I have joint pain. I did have some tummy issues, but I just got so used to having pain in my stomach every time I would eat meat or cheese. But I didn't really think I had digestive issues because I just got so used to living with this pain and a bit of discomfort when I ate certain foods. And when I went to my first presentation and I saw what was on the board back then, we didn't have computers, it was on a whiteboard. I thought, wow, that's kind of like me, gas, bloating. And I wanted to learn more. So what I'm hoping that I'm going to help you understand is how you can just improve your digestion, what's causing some of the digestive trouble. And I really was drawn to this because I did not realize that my gut health was related to my allergies. Okay, and you're going to hear some pretty awesome testimonials when people improve their gut, it helps to improve their immune system. And I was using antihistamines pretty much year round 35 years ago. And when I improved my digestive system, I no longer have any environmental allergies. So there's a big link to digestion and your immune system. And you're really going to be grateful to hear this, because like I said, when I learned this, I was like, wow, I'm so glad that I can share this information with many of you this evening. So what does poor digestion look like? Heartburn, flatulence, I like to say northern gas, southern gas, right? Things we're not comfortable talking about, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, and having an upset stomach, especially after you eat certain foods. When you have a faulty digestion, do you feel tired after a meal? These are some of the signs. Are you having irregular bowel movements, less than one a day? And we always joke around and say fluffy floating every day or more is a good bowel movement, okay? Do you strain to have a bowel movement? Have you been on antibiotics in the last year? Have you suffered from yeast infections in the last year? And this is also men. So yeast does not have to be vaginal. Okay, we're going to talk about some other symptoms when you're looking at yeast. And do you frequently experience bloating after a meal? So these are just some of the signs of faulty digestion. And some of the factors that impact or impair healthy digestion. First of all, poor eating habits. For me, it's eating very, very fast. That is something that I really had to get into my head, is to slow down, right? Aging, as you age, the enzymes kind of get weaker as we age. Stress is a big factor. Excess alcohol consumption, smoking, illness and disease, use of certain drugs, such as antibiotics. These antibiotics wipe out a lot of the good bacteria, which can also cause some trouble, and genetics. So these are some of the factors. So why do we get some of these symptoms? Well, number one, too little hydrochloric acid, low stomach acidity. Now, a lot of times, we're told that it's, too much, you have too much stomach acid. But why is that? And we're going to learn a little bit more about that. So if you have too little acid, that's an issue, because then what happens is your body starts producing a bad acid, where you get that heartburn and kind of belching, and things start coming back up again. Overburdened enzyme supply, too little lactase, unbalanced intestinal flora, not enough fiber in the diet. Stress also induces an imbalance. Overeating, undigested food feeds bacteria in the colon and causes gas, bloating, and discomfort. So when you're eating food, if the food is not breaking down properly, that is where the undigested word comes from, okay? And sometimes, well, this is very common in many people that have digestive trouble or digestive discomfort. So why is digestion important? Well, first of all, so diet is what you put into your body. but nutrition is what your cells and tissues actually receive. And digestion is the process by which the foods are broken down into those nutritional building blocks that the body can use. So that's why you can be eating the best food, you can have the healthiest diet, but if you're not digesting, you're not going to be bringing those nutrients to your cells. So your nutritional status is only as good as your digestion and your body's ability to break down foods into nutrients your cells can actually utilize. So this is really important because remember, this is like an assembly line. So if there's something missing in that assembly line, you're not going to have the proper breakdown of nutrients. If this system is not in good working order, even the best diet will do you little good. Okay, so why is digestion important? Well, statistics. According to the World Health Organization, the third most common cause of cancer death is stomach cancer. Okay, you want to make sure that you are digesting properly because you don't want these toxins kind of circulating in your system. In 2022, 4,100 Canadians were diagnosed with stomach cancer, and cancer is a leading cause of death in Canada. Okay, so who has poor digestion? Well, more than 20 million Canadians suffer from digestive disorders every year, and 1 in 3 people experience some sort of digestive issue throughout the day. So let's talk about digestion 101. So optimal health depends on good food choices, the proper breakdown and absorption of nutrients, a good balance of healthy gut flora. We're going to talk about that good bacteria as we go along, and healthy elimination. Okay, this is so critical. You know, someone says, "Oh, I'm constipated and I only go to the bathroom once a week. My doctor told me that's normal for me." Well, it's not normal, and I'm going to share some amazing testimonials and stories on how you can really help the body work better to avoid this. But the common approaches that people do for some of these symptoms are often making the underlying problem worse, like antacids, acid blockers, laxative. This just masks the problem, which can really cause havoc in the body. And when you mask the problem, my goodness, like the over-counter medicine market, so for gastrointestinal medicine, is the 3rd largest mega category, contributing to approximately 4.2 million in sales daily. That's a lot of antacids, okay, guys? So you know that people are struggling and they're just looking for this quick fix to make them feel a little bit better. So just say no. We're going to help you understand how you can say no. So approaches to healthy digestion. Well, first of all, you want to make sure you have a balanced diet that's high in fresh fruits and vegetables, legumes, whole grain, low-fat foods, preserved, cured, and salted foods, low red meat, and some problem foods, so foods that you know bother you. We're going to be talking about some of that. And you know what's really neat is there was a lot of foods that used to bother me, but once I was able to get my digestive system working better, I was able to eat some of those foods that used to bother me. So when you're looking at supplementing to fill the gap, you know, who can you trust? For me, when I looked at this 35 years ago, I'd never taken supplements before. My mom was not well, and she had tried supplements for years with no results. So I was really skeptical and not open at all to trying these products. But I got curious because my neighbor and a dear friend who had some results with her fatigue said to me, "Natalie, you got to try these products. They're really helping me with my energy and depression." And I said, you know what? I said, maybe my mom and I would like to take a look. So there's so much out there. There's so many products where they've been accused of being adulterated herbals. You know, they found inactive ingredients. They found things in products that shouldn't be there. So many companies have been pulled off the shelf. And when I looked at Neolife, you know, we've been around for 65 years. You know, we've never had a recall and never been in trouble. So this is one of the reasons why I was drawn to doing more research and looking at Neolife a little more seriously. And, you know, they are a company that you can trust, especially when you're looking at digestion. Our scientific advisory board has created a product line of digestive aids to provide complete and balanced support for the entire system. And Neolife's digestive aids are formulated to support the natural digestive process, address the underlying cause of digestive trouble, so not just the symptoms, are safe and gentle, and use only the finest ingredients. And they work. When I started taking the digestive products, I couldn't believe that I could have a piece of steak without having that sharp pain shooting through my gut. Okay, so they do work. And Neolife has been around since 1958. We celebrated 65 years in Texas just last week. And we have a pharmaceutical license for manufacturing, established in over 50 countries around the world, a pioneer in the industry. There's a lot of firsts that Neolife had. Actually, we're one of the first nutrition companies to have a protein shake. How cool is that? And we have the most respected scientific research team. This is really important because, when you're looking at our raw materials, all of our products, all of our supplements are made from whole food, non-GMO, and gluten-free raw materials. They can tell you when that seed was planted, when the carrot was grown, and when the nutrients were extracted from that carrot, right back to the original seed stock. This is really important. So we stay within the human food chain and non-GMO. And our scientific advisory board, they're world-renowned scientists and experts in nutrition. They're active, they're published, and they're very well respected. So we got a chance to meet a few of them at our event last week. And this is where we get our information. This is how we learn. We learn from doctors and scientists, and all of our scientists are involved in doing research and developing and manufacturing our products. They do not just endorse. And that's really important as well. Let's talk about Dr. First. Dr. Arthur First was a founding member of our scientific advisory board. I had the opportunity of meeting him and spending time with him for many, many years. He founded the Stanford Cancer Chemotherapy Laboratory. Okay. He was credited with being the founder of chemotherapy. And a lot of people say, wow, like why is, this guy part of Neolife? Well, let me tell you, he got away from chemotherapy. He led the Neolife Scientific Advisory Board for 25 years because of his belief in prevention. He has a PhD in chemistry from Stanford, a doctor of science from the University of San Francisco, a diplomat of the Academy of Toxicological Sciences, a distinction held by fewer than 100 scientists around the world. He shifted his focus to prevention and ending the trend of chronic disease. This is very powerful. And this is why he dedicated the rest of his life with Neolife, because of the whole food philosophy. He knew that we were not eating enough of those right foods to stay healthy. And publication. We have been published in several in the most prestigious peer-reviewed scientific journals. Again, these are not journals just done by Neolife. Third-party credibility. This is really important as well because companies can have their own studies and have their own findings and publish their research. So it's important to have the third-party credibility, which we do have. So let's talk about your stomach and, why we get some of this kind of gas coming back up. So belching and then also the lower gas, the bloating. So, when you're looking at Betadust is a product that's target delivered to the stomach, and it puts in some of that good acid, that hydrochloric acid that helps to break down food. We've had amazing results with people taking this before their meal, and they don't get that burping sensation. And then there's enzymes. Enzymes are the next step, and that also helps to support the body's natural digestive process with digestive enzymes that are also plant derived. And again, it addresses the cause, not just the symptoms. We have a beautiful story from Sandra, and Sandra is a dear friend of Shelley's, who's not on with us this evening, but I know she loves it when I share her story. When you look at Sandra's story, when we met Sandra and she told us she had celiac disease and she could take any of our products because she was so nervous about gluten and sensitivities. But let me tell you, she was so grateful that she took a look at Neolife, and here's her story. So my name is Sandra DeWitt. I have celiac disease. Despite being gluten-free, I was still having a lot of digestive issues, such as bloating and pain in my belly. Zantac and Gaviscon and proton pump inhibitors stops acid production in the stomach, were a daily must-have to ease the discomfort. I tried many vitamins over the years and tried to get added nutrients and have added energy, but none of them had no effect or made me feel very lousy. I previously used carotenoids from Neolife and was very happy with the results using it, but was still very nervous about using Formula 4, which has the wheat germ oil in it, but is gluten-free. I decided that I would give it a try. And I've had absolutely no bad side effects from using it, only good benefits. I started to have more energy. Then I started using protein shakes, which helped me so much with balancing my sugars and energy, as well as settling my stomach if discomfort was building. I now use beta-gestin enzymes daily along with ProVitality and protein shakes and have no bloating issues or pain in my stomach. In fact, I was even able to stop using the proton pump inhibitors, Zantac or Gaviscon, and PPIs are no longer used in my home. She has helped so many people with celiac disease because, she'll always have the disease, guys. We're not claiming to cure anything, but when you can give the body support to help break down nutrients, you're getting better nutrition. And that's how you're able to live a healthier life. And that's our goal. So now let's talk about probiotics. Did you know that our digestive system has over 500 types of bacteria, both beneficial and potentially harmful? Probiotics are a group of naturally occurring good bacteria that protect your health and well-being. Probiotics discourage the growth of disease-causing bad bacteria. And when probiotics are in short supply, the bad bacteria can multiply, causing anything from minor digestive discomfort to more serious problems like gastrointestinal disease. So you want to make sure you have that good gut flora. So, when you're looking at the foundation of good health, probiotics are definitely the foundation. And they help with increasing your immune system. If you don't have enough good bacteria, your immune system is compromised. And again, you've got indigestion, infection, diarrhea, IBS, and irritable bowel syndrome. These are just some of the symptoms that can happen if you do not have enough of that good bacteria. So the benefits of probiotics: strengthens your immunity, does help prevent infection, promotes a healthy response to foods in infants and children, especially reducing allergy symptoms, discourages growth of disease-causing bacteria, promotes colon health, reduces risk of colon cancer. This is proven, scientifically proven, and bacterial enzyme detoxify cancer-causing substances. So you want to make sure you're promoting good health for the colon. And again, it does help to support healthy colon cells. And the Neolife difference, I've been taking this probiotic for 35 years. This is a huge difference. It's enteric-coated, it bypasses the stomach acid, and it gets to where it needs to get to. One acid off list is like eating 10 servings of yogurt. So very, very powerful, and it works. It gets to where it needs to get to. I'm actually going to have our dear friend Sarina join us tonight because she has a beautiful story and a journey of her daughter that really struggled with digestion as a young child. So Sarina, I'd love for you to share your story and Jaden's amazing journey of her health. So thank you for joining us, Sarina.
Yeah, thank you for asking me to share. I love sharing Jaden's story because it did go on for a lot of years and with a lot of struggle. And so now that we finally have, found the solution, we hope that it can help others. And so Jaden growing up always had tummy issues right from when she was a baby. When I look back now, I didn't realize it at the time, but into her late teens and early 20s, she was going into nursing school, and she was having a lot of pain and discomfort and constipation, chronic constipation. She would be a week at a time without going to the washroom. And there were times where she was in so much pain. She contemplated even going to the hospital. We weren't sure, if it was she had a twisted bowel or what it was, but she had been to the doctor several times. She had been recommended things like stool softeners, changing things in her diet, using laxatives, and things would sort of help, for a very short time, but then it would come back. It was never a long-term solution. And I had been introduced to Neolife about 7 years ago. And so I had suggested to Jaden that we reach out to Nada and see if there was something that could help her. And she started right away on the breakfast solution, which is the protein, as well as the probiotic and the aloe vera juice. And within a week, she started to become more regular meaning like almost every day, which was huge for her. You can just imagine the bloating that she had, if you're not going to the washroom for a week on a time. I mean, she was just in a lot of discomfort. So when she started with the probiotic and the aloe vera juice, she just started having some amazing results. And Nadia, do you want me to share a little bit about some of the other issues that kind of went along with it?
Well, I think because when I shared about immunity and immune system and your gut plays a really big role, she developed other serious issues because I think of the gut imbalance. So maybe if you do want to share, because she was, diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, right?
That's right. Yeah. She was around the same time. She was waking up in the morning, really stiff, not able to move. She couldn't close her hands even to hold her toothbrush or her hairbrush. Her knees ached, her shoulders ached. And of course, being a concerned mom, I thought, oh my goodness, how's this girl going to be on her feet for 12-hour shifts as a nurse? And so I was really concerned, and the doctor ended up sending her to a neurologist for some testing, wondering if maybe she had carpal tunnel. Anyway, the neurologist did the testing, sent her back to her doctor for testing for rheumatoid arthritis. And through Neolife, I was able to learn that 70% of your immune system is built in your gut. And if you have a bad gut or an unhealthy gut, it can throw your immune system off. And as a result of that, you can develop an autoimmune disease, which what rheumatoid arthritis is. And so Nada and these products were able to help her get through the joint pain and discomfort by helping to correct her digestion. And she now is, actually Sunday was her last day off from being a nurse because she's due to go on maternity leave here soon. So, but she was on her feet for 12-hour shifts with no issues, no more joint pain. And she's now a regular, which is she's very proud to say. So,
it's really thank you, Sarina. What's really important, and this is like so valuable, and you're going to appreciate this, that because she's done this before getting pregnant, during pregnancy, all that good stuff is going to be passed down to baby, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
So that is such a beautiful journey. And because my kids are 23 and 25, they've grown up on the products, and I look at their health status now. What good nutrition can do to strengthen their immune system is very, very powerful. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. It's great. It's going to great to see this second generation now happening in your life, or third generation.
Can I share one more little thing that
Sure.
just from a friend of mine? She sent some of the children's vitamins out east to her granddaughter, who's 3, and she just sent me a message yesterday, and she said, yeah, my granddaughter loves her new vitamins, and my son was telling me that she's been going to the washroom like almost twice a day now. She was having constipation prior to that. So,
Oh,
and he
wow.
really thinks it's because of the vitamins. So,
Yes.
yeah, so they're quite happy about
Oh,
that too, because as little children and constipation can be a big thing. So,
oh, absolutely. And it's not
yeah,
good. So that's
yeah,
great. Awesome. Thank
yeah.
you so much for sharing. Really appreciate it, Sarina. And
Thank you.
thank you. And some of the other, when you look at stress can also induce digestive discomfort. And, when you're looking at chronic and unmanaged stress, right? What do people do? I know when I was on the police force, it was pounds of coffee. We were just drinking coffee all day to cope and to deal with the fatigue and the night shift and afternoon shift and early mornings. And when you look at the external factors, work, home, money, and then there's internal factors, nutrition, fitness, rest, emotional health, all of these things can also lead to digestive challenges. And some of the things that really help is aloe. And Sarina talked about the aloe vera juice. I'm helping Jaden. So aloe vera, when you consume the aloe, there's so many scientific studies that show the aloe vera is effective in helping with occasional constipation, immune system issues, supporting normal blood sugar, respiratory, soothing the digestive tract, including stress-induced discomfort, promoting healing, promoting balanced inflammation, reducing feelings of stress. And guess what? Our aloe tastes great. It's a blend of chamomile, ginseng, and passion flower. And we have so many amazing testimonials. And I'm going to have Cyndy join us now because Cyndy has her own story dealing with IBS. And then she shared her journey with Amanda, who also struggled with acid reflux. And the aloe has been their best friend. So Cyndy, are you on? Oh, there you are.
I am, yes. Thank you, Nada. Yeah, my IBS, I think, went along with my fibromyalgia pain as well, because they can go together, right? But very interesting when you were just talking about like stress-induced, and IBS can be very much triggered too with emotions and stress and stuff. So yeah, definitely the aloe would be helpful with that. For myself, I found actually one thing was I was getting some relief at the beginning with taking all the omega-3 salmon oil, because it was helping with inflammation. So I was getting some relief, but wow, when I finally, after, I don't know, probably at least a year, if not more, decided to use the digestive aids, huge difference. I was always nervous about being around a lot of people, you needed to know where the washroom was. Like, it just totally changed my life. And I found you talked about the acidophilus. I found that was fabulous. And also, as I say, the other digestive aids that you've talked about. And I just wanted to share about Amanda. Nat and I were doing a health show at the airport, and Amanda was a flight attendant who came, and she actually, it was, if I remember correctly, she said it was the non-GMO sign that really attracted her. But she talked about her extreme GERD, which she was experiencing at the time because she just got off a flight. And so we offered her some aloe, and she's, oh, no, that stuff tastes terrible. And she's tried it before and everything. So I said, well, this one actually tastes pretty good. So she took I'll take a little tiny sip, and she liked it. She asked for more. And before she left that day, she had bought, we only had this one small bottle of aloe, but she came and she insisted on buying that. And that was a Thursday. And she did notice relief within the first 15 minutes. But she found that by the Sunday, and ever since then, no more acid reflux, no more GERD. And she could, just like you were talking about different foods and stuff, she was, again, as a flight attendant, you're not always, she did strive to eat well, but sometimes you don't always eat well. But she found that, yeah, she could eat some of the foods that she couldn't eat before. So yeah, just an amazing story. And she's very passionate about digestion. What is it? It's a colon cleansing. She actually did a course on that. And so, as I say, very passionate.
Yeah.
helping.
Yeah, I remember we had to arm wrestle her because that was her only bottle for sampling at the show.
Yeah.
And she begged us because she was flying. She goes, I need to take that aloe with me. I need to buy it off you. And I go, okay, we got to sell that aloe to Amanda. And I'm kind of glad we did because she's been using it ever since. So awesome. Thank you so much, Cyndy, for sharing. So when you're looking at elimination, some of the problems that can cause, elimination are poor food choices, diets that are low in fiber, again, constipation, irregularity, and discomfort. And fiber sometimes can be something that could be helpful. So this depends on your diet. It's hard to get 35 grams of fiber every single day, and that's what they say we should be having. And the average person maybe gets half of the dietary fiber or less. I love the Neoli fiber because I mean, it does reduce the length of time the GI tract is exposed to harmful substances. So fiber plays a key role in eliminating toxins and waste in the intestines. And our fiber tastes great. It's like almost like a baby powder kind of feel. I put it in our smoothies. When I do baking, even if I make pancakes or muffins, you can it tastes great in a banana bread. Absolutely just a great fiber product. It has all your 12 sources of fiber, 5 different types, and it tastes really, really nice. So this is just an option, especially if you're not a big fruit and veggie eater, you don't like eating whole grains, or you're a very small eater. This is just a great supplement, again, just to fill the gap if you're concerned about your fiber intake. Now, let's talk about my favorite part of this presentation is the detox, because this healthy detox is something that I do about every 3 or 4 months. It does help with so much in the body. It helps to establish a probiotic community. It's a great jumpstart to healthier lifestyle. It's great for a weight loss or fitness challenge if you're wanting to reduce body fat. When you're looking at the top 5 reasons to detox, first of all, removing toxins. That's number 1, right? Because we're exposed to toxins all day: air, the food, the water we drink, if you're on medication, alcohol, stress, and then immunity. So important for healthy immune function to detoxify and get rid of the bad stuff and put in the good stuff, like that good probiotics, to get that gut flora balanced. And it's a great jump to start a weight loss system. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well, and helps to slow premature aging, because when you get rid of those toxins, because toxins, speeds up the aging process. So this is just a great way to get that balance and energy. Oh my gosh, on day 3, you just feel absolutely amazing. And what I love about the 3-day detox, it is only 3 days. And you don't just live on liquid. You're actually eating food. Only 2 steps, just 3 days. And you end with an amazing probiotic to help to reset that gut balance. So there is a herbal laxative that's a non-addictive natural herbs that helps to move things along. There's a garlic allium that also helps with that antimicrobial properties, to get that good bacteria the bad bacteria kind of destroyed and putting in the good bacteria. It's an amazing product for detoxing. And our Beta Guard that was developed by Dr. First to pull toxins out of our body, and then the probiotics. So these are the main products that are in the kit. But what's really cool is you eat lots of fruits and vegetables. We recommend doing a good shop the day before you start your 3-day detox. I wash everything, cut everything, prepare salads. I make a big fruit salad that's in the fridge. What's really nice about the detox, you can eat all day. You can eat as many fruits and vegetables as you need to eat. Okay, so you're not hungry. You might be a little uncomfortable day 2 because you do start to move along. And we've had women lose anywhere from 3 to 7 pounds. And yes, ladies, men do have they end up losing anywhere from 7 to 10 pounds. So for some reason, our men end up losing a little more weight on the system, but you feel so light. And I love the salads. I love that we could eat avocado, because I always say the avocado is like your meat So if you're hungry, just have an avocado. But it's just a great way to do the detox. And so day 1 and day 2, you're doing the laxative, the garlic and the beta guard, and the Neolax and the garlic. So there's an AM, PM, you drink lots of water. There's a Neolife tea in your detox kit for energy. And then day 3 is when you start adding your probiotic, and you wake up in the morning dreaming of your Neolife shake. And then you have a healthy dinner at the end of the day. And I always make my Neolife shake on day 3 in a beautiful wine glass, and I just sip it and totally enjoy it, because imagine this, I have not gone a day in 35 years without a Neolife shake, other than when we do our detox. So day 3, your body is wanting that amazing protein shake. So one of my favorites, and you feel so clean, so light. You don't crave those carbs anymore, and it's easy. The reason why it's a great reset going into your weight loss system, you feel more satisfied, and it's easier to say no to the bad stuff because you've reset that gut brain signaling. Okay, and that's really, really, really important. So we've had so many testimonials and so many people. Maybe at the end when we do our little chat, maybe some of you can share some of your experience on the 3-day detox. But let's talk about Candida, because this is also an issue that can also cause challenges with your digestion. Yeast overgrowth, where the bad bacteria takes over. And there's so many symptoms. I'm not going to go into all of them, but when you look at these symptoms, they could all be linked to a Candida overgrowth, okay? And it's not just for women. What you can do is to reset that bacteria, you need to get rid of all the bad stuff and put in the good stuff, because, when bad bacteria such as yeast takes over the body, because of drugs or birth control or bad diet, it can be passed from husband and wife, person to person, and it can take over the entire digestive tract. Okay, so you got to make sure that you get this bacteria, you kill the bad bacteria, you put the good back in, and that's what this will do. And I have to share Moses' story with you. My son called me a few months ago and said, "Mom, my friend Moses, I'm in Miami. He wakes up every morning and his whole body is, he just wants to scratch and scratch and scratch. And even in the middle of the night, he's scratching his skin. He has his rash from head to toe and he doesn't know what it is." Anyways, long story short, I told him he had yeast. He said, "What?" He did the yeast cleanse. The rash was gone. So anyways, he's a believer now that men can have a yeast overgrowth. So again, great cleanse. If you're think you have some Candida issues, then that's something we can help you. And you do have to kind of avoid some of the yeasty foods and sugars and crackers and cookies and baked goods. And you're literally just taking 6 garlic for 10 nights and 6 acidophilus for 30 days. Okay, there has to be an odor of garlic after the 10th day, and if not, you need to increase the garlic and keep taking 1 extra garlic every day until that garlic breaks through the bacteria and an odor of garlic comes out in your stool. Okay, really, really important. And you continue taking an acidophilus every day just to keep that good bacteria in check. And other issues, for example, like with colitis or Crohn's or diverticulitis, could also be inflammatory related, inflammation. And I'm going to share Sean's story. I met Sean over 25 years ago, and she developed a condition called colitis. And it was interesting because once you have some of these conditions, we can't cure any of these conditions, guys, okay? Once you have this, you will always have it. But it's amazing how omega-3 fatty acids can help to reduce inflammation so you can live more comfortably with the condition. And Sean has not stopped taking the omega-3, the aloe, the probiotic, and it has been a lifesaver for her in keeping her condition under control. And our salmon oil, our omega-3 fish oil, was clinically proven to reduce inflammation 68% in just 8 weeks. So anything with itis, okay? So this is so powerful when it comes to reducing inflammation. And again, clinically proven, and no mercury, no lead, tested for 200 contaminants, an incredible product to reduce inflammation in the body. So let's look at the 3 keys to optimal health. So we talked about your gut. We talked about, some of the challenges and what you can do to help to improve that. But, if you just have some mild issues and some mild symptoms and you're just looking at improving your health and having more energy or maybe losing some weight, well, then we have a basic system that is great to get started. And you can always address some of these other symptoms with these other things that we've talked about earlier. But let's talk about our basic vitamin pack. Neolife has a solution to help to bridge the gap as to what's missing in your diet. And these 4 pills that are in this pack are a great foundation and a great place to start. If you're just looking for a really good multivitamin, you are looking at some energy, and it contains the grain oil from grain that's no longer in our diet, no longer in our food. They mill and process our grains to death. They remove all these essential oils, and this is why we're tired. So this product here was developed 65 years ago, and I started taking this 35 years ago, and the energy, the mental clarity, I just felt so amazing after taking the Neolife Tray-NN, and you're getting 1 in this vitamin pack called Tray-NN. It helps your cells work better. Every cell in your body is surrounded by that lipid layer to allow nutrients in and waste out. Then there's your fruits and veggies. Who here eats 9 to 13 servings of dark colored fruits and vegetables every single day? Very few people do. So this product here, 1 of these that's in this pack, is equivalent to consuming 80 pounds of raw fruits and vegetables in every box. And it's made from carrots and tomatoes and peaches and apricots and peaches, clinically proven to boost your immune system 37% in just 20 days. Carotenoid complex. And then there's 1 salmon oil, 1 omega-3, tested for 200 contaminants, right? Clinically proven to reduce inflammation. You're getting 1 of these salmon oil in this pack, and a multivitamin. So I do like to call this a Cadillac of multis, because you're not just getting a multivitamin. And the benefits of Pro Vitality, energy, so much. Healthy brain, vision, antioxidant protection, helps to slow aging. So this is a great multivitamin, a great foundation. And let's talk about breakfast. So what do most adults or even kids eat for breakfast? Usually a carbohydrate or nothing on the go. Tim Hortons lineup in the morning. You see it, guys. What do kids eat for breakfast? Where's the protein? You need to have a protein. It helps to lose weight. It helps to keep blood sugar regulated. It gives you energy. It's just a great way to start your day. And when you're looking at our Neolife shake and you add it to the Vitality Pack, we call this a breakfast solution. This is a great way to start your morning. 1 vitamin pack, 1 protein shake, tastes amazing. It's completely natural, nothing artificial. It helps to control blood sugar, put you in a fat burning zone. It's a complete meal replacement. And again, nothing artificial and no GMO ingredients, and very easy to digest. And guess what? Safe for kids. My kids grew up on the Neolife shake. It tastes absolutely fantastic, creamy and delicious. You can just mix it with water and ice, make it simple, or make it fancy in a blender with all kinds of yummy stuff. So it just depends on how, your personality type, so, or how much time you have in the morning. And we do have a vegan option for those of you that are more plant-based, and it tastes really good. It's a biologically complete vegan protein shake as well. So as you can see, we have total health and wellness solution for everybody, for our kids, for digestion, for energy, for weight loss. And if you're looking at shedding a few more pounds, we do have another system where you can do 2 shakes a day. So it just depends on where you're at. But improving your gut, improving digestion is definitely number 1. Make sure the plumbing is working. If the plumbing is working, everything else will work so much better. So when you're looking at the Vitality Pack or the breakfast solution or our weight loss solution, so these are the 3 different systems that you can start with if you're looking at just something very simple and very basic. And we do have a Facebook group, Neolife Healthy Living Community North America. There's over 11,000 members now in this group where people share amazing stories and testimonials. If we're friends on Facebook, we can add you to this group and you can see the beautiful stories. And you know what, there is really another option. And I just want to quickly share with you, if you are someone really enjoys helping others, this is a great way of impacting people's lives and generating a great income. And, you know, when I looked at this, again, I shared with you 35 years ago, I was not looking for an income opportunity. I really thought I was going to be a police officer for the rest of my life. But after working a few years of shift work, I realized it wasn't something I wanted to do forever. And when I started taking the Neolife products and started sharing it with family and friends and saw the health benefits and the energy and the mental clarity, and I just got so excited. I knew that I could help people and have an impact. And you know what? You can start as a member for free and just use the products. It's free to become a club member on Neolife. You can either get a 10 or 20% savings. If you're looking at becoming a promoter, where can you start a business? For as little as $75 in the US or $98 in Canada. That's it. That's your only investment. And you can get up to a 25% savings. But if you just want to try the products, try the products. It's free to become a member and you get a discount. Those are the two different options. Just ask the person who invited you to share this with you, and the best place for you to get started. You know, if you're just looking at a small discount, we welcome you. If you're thinking about maybe a side gig, I wanted to grow a business where I wanted to leave my police career, and I was able to do that. Or if you just want to learn more, that's okay too. We host weekly events every Tuesday, every Thursday, different health talks where you can learn more about the health benefits that Neolife has to offer. So I do want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. Does anybody want to share maybe their experience on the 3-day detox? Because I know many of us have done it, because it's usually a spring, summer kind of thing that we do. You can unmute yourself if you do want to share. Don't be shy, guys.
I'll share.
Okay.
Okay. Well, just before our Impact Summit, I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm trying to go get into that dress. And you know what? So I did the 3-day detox. It was really, you know, I mean, we've done it a number of times already. So, I mean, it's not difficult. You just have to get prepared. I lost 4 pounds, but what I lost was inches. I thought, oh my gosh, that's not much. But actually, I lost inches around the waist, about two inches. And that for me, I was able to get into, you know, to my dress. So I felt good. I felt a lot of energy. Well, you know, and that's, you know, that's really, it's something else to be doing that. And I highly encourage actually everyone to try it, those that have not, because it makes you feel energized and you know, not craving as much as I would have, because I also like to munch, right? But yeah, cut down my craving.
Thank you. And you know what, Leonie, you know when you said I only lost 4 pounds?
Yeah.
Have you picked up, remember we have that little fat blob? I think we have one that's 1 pound, and Sarina, you have one I think that's 5 pounds. When you say only 4 pounds, you pick up a weight that's 4 pounds.
Yep.
4 pounds is a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, so don't, and I had to get that kind of in my head too, because I used to say, oh, I only lost 5 pounds. And now that I know what 5 pounds actually weighs, that's a good thing. So awesome.
And I was more interested in the waist, and that was what did it, right? So that was good too. Yeah, it's a double bonus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Awesome. Any questions from any of our guests tonight? If you want, I can mute. If you don't want to be recorded, just let me know, put your hand up, and I have no problem muting and stopping the recording. Just let me know where you're at. If you have any questions, or if you want to reach out to us in private after, just reach out to the person who invited you, and we can guide you in the right direction. We're all good? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. So thank you again for joining us tonight. Really appreciate you all joining us. I'll stop the recording.